Yeah. And Rick's take vibe maker. Open app, I ain't praying. I just laugh at the line they laying. All the models, numbers, charts. I just feel it in my heart, then I spray it. Big hit, that's a Hail Mary pick. They shook, I'm just calm with the click. Talk stats, they quote when they sermon. I'm scrolling for that Raw Street German. Dirty Don trying to slide in the squad. Bad karma, that boy too odd. Seen too many red cards, late bands. I don't let that touch my hands, but Wilson, man, that boy my cousin. Rain on his boots, let's start buzzing. Folding in the half space, ice cold face, 2 taps, whole rank start jumping. Yeah. I'm the king of the green area. Climbing up the ranks, off vibes, not hero. Check graphs, I just trust my marrow. Every risky pick, turn a gold, play the pharaoh. I'm the king of the green arrow. Hit that cap, whole league, go narrow. Chase trends, I'm ahead like tarot. D-unit crown on the app, that's factual. Group chat blowing, they panic. Crown on the blank, that's tragic. They blame some spreadsheet spirit. I blame that fear they inherit. I bench you, swear as a lock. I start the kid fresh off the block. While Wilson, they type in caps. Next day, they watch the brace on a recap. While folding, you ask too much. Light on his feet, got the velvet touch. Ghost in the box, appeared and vanished. That's real magic, they can't brandish. D-unit don't run from the smoke. I roll dice where your algo choke. You see risk, I see throne room doors. One right call, I'm 10 floors above yours. I'm the king of the green area. Climbing up the ranks, all vibes, not hero. Check graphs, I just trust my marrow. Every risky pick, turn a gold, play the pharaoh. I'm the king of the green area. Hit the cap, whole league, go narrow. You chase trends, I'm ahead like terror. D-unit crown on the app, that's factual.
Hello and welcome to the Gameweek 24 deadline stream. Yes, we're live and about. It is a later deadline stream than normal today. Obviously, it's almost 7:30 p.m. here in the evening in Australian time, and obviously it is currently, I believe, 11:30, almost 11:30 in the UK time. So yeah, hopefully with a little bit of luck, we're going to have no buffering issues today. With some luck, I did reset the modem and everything before we got going. And touch wood, it is going to be up and about. So yes, let's get into it. Obviously, the team looks stacked this week. It doesn't always equal points, but I just hope that this week, with a little bit of luck, we get the points in the bag. And hopefully we can get a little bit closer towards the top 1 million this week. We are very close. I'm going to start that timer very shortly. You can have an extra minute at the end of this in order to get your team in the business. With a little bit of luck, let's hope this works. All right, let's go there and start that. And hopefully with a little bit of luck, that got on board. There we go. Very good. All right, so you're going to finish with an extra minute to spare to lock your teams in for the Game Week 24 deadline. I keep on thinking it's 25. No idea why I keep thinking it's 25. Anyways, hello to all those wonderful people that are in the chat already. I'm going to start getting through all your comments in a second as well. I don't trust Chelsea at all. Now, I've got double Chelsea defence, and I feel rotten. I'm like Jared Bowen last on my bench. I was looking at this before, right? So in my team selection, I had Wirtz over Wilson in my team, right? And when I loaded up FPL today to get the deadline stream ready, Wilson was on field instead of Wirtz. Now, I don't know if that's a sign that maybe I should play Wilson over Wirtz. Now, I'm probably going to play Wirtz over Wilson, but I just thought it was interesting, and I just thought I'd leave it like that when I loaded it up, because that was what it was like when I looked at it this morning. Well, not this morning, this afternoon, this evening, whatever you want to call it. I was down watching the cricket today, like local 2020. I've also signed up, the missus isn't going to like this, but I've signed up to be... I'm going back into management this year. I'm going back into football management this year. I'm going to be taking on the Calgary College Football Club. I'm going to be coaching one of their teams. So I'm back in the game. And I might even be tempted to pull the boots back on as well, just to relive the memory days as well. So that's something that's going to be coming over the next couple of weeks. I need to get into preseason next week because I am so unfit. I've been back at the gym this week, but I tell you what, the first week back is always horrendous because... I mean, when you sit around doing nout for like 4 weeks because of your bloody hair, it never goes well when you go back. I can tell you that much. All right, yeah, I don't trust Chelsea in general. Neither do I. I don't trust Rossinia. Upset's definitely possible. Kevy, good to see you in the chat. I'm crazy for thinking of benching Gabriel. I see Leeds scoring. A few people told me it's mental and making me have second thoughts. Don't own Haaland, so my benches are stacked always. Yeah, that's fair. 1 Chelsea, 1 United. Fair. Got a benching headache in my wildcard team. Haaland, JP, Creepy Jr., Bruno and Boomer Enzo. I mean, it's good to have benching issues, but bench 4 out of that lot. Far out. I bench Creepy Jr. Bench Creepy Jr. I don't know what else. Honestly, I feel like whatever I tell you, those points are going to bang. Like, Munoz is in my 1 week punts this week. I can't say that you should be benching him. I feel like you bench Creepy Jr., Timber, just to roll the dice there, I suppose. And one of JP or Enzo. I just don't rate the Chelsea fixtures in general. I think they're going to be... I think JP starts on the bench today. I'd be shocked if he doesn't, actually. JP, Thiago, Evan Nilsson and wildcard Thiago. I'm contemplating benching Timber. Don't mind it. To be honest, I might do something dumb and bench Haaland again. Honestly, it's not a horrendous decision, I don't think. I don't think Haaland's going to go mega against Spurs regardless. And Spurs normally do have the wood on Man City as well. Good luck, everyone, as well. And tomorrow and Monday, hopefully Man United can deliver for the D unit. That'd be nice. Palmer reportedly not in Chelsea squad for today's game. I mean, you can't trust Rossini for a bar of salt. Like... You just can't trust him. I'm just glad I don't support Chelsea. Like, it's frustrating being a Man United fan, but at least you're not sitting there with a manager that wants to rotate the defence every 5 seconds. I understand that what Chelsea's business model is, right? You buy players, you look to sell them for a profit. That's their business model. Now, that means they have to play games. Otherwise, they're not going to accrue in value or whatever. And I feel like that's what Chelsea are. I feel like that's the only reason why all these idiots keep getting games. Because I feel like if they were at any other club, there'd be a clear best 11 and a lot of these blokes would just not be getting any minutes unless there was injuries. And I just feel like Chelsea I don't know what they are. I feel sorry for their supporters. I feel sorry for Man United supporters like me as well. It's just... We've got idiots running clubs. That's what today's world is all about. But yeah. Haaland v a weekend Spurs... Oh, sorry. I was like, what? Versing a weekend Spurs defence could go massive. He could. Or he could blank. It's also classic Spurs. Maybe absolutely clutch this and win 2-0. Exactly. Morning, all. Morning, buddy. I need to sell Mateta. Have 8.3 million to replace him. Who should I buy? Bowen, Thiago. They're the two. I mean... Don't get me wrong, I've got no interest in any other forward. Like, if you're asking me for forward advice on João Pedro, on Evan Nilsson, the answer is go and buy Thiago, go and buy Jarrod Bowen. Like, I'm not going to give you any good advice other than the fact that I think I've got the 3 best forwards in the game and I've got no intention of selling them at all. And I know Thiago's going to be dropping in price tonight. I'm aware of that. I've seen the price drop. He's definitely going to drop because all these idiots are selling Thiago to João Pedro. They're selling him to Evan Nilsson. Thiago's on penalties. Just keep that in mind. When you sell him, don't be surprised if he absolutely burns you. I'm expecting him to burn me on the bench, to be honest. No Palmer, he would be a step in the face for everybody. Yeah, exactly. Evening legend. Evening, buddy. Seen a few people online suggest Palmer's not in the squad. 10K tonight, surely. I'll get the party poppers ready. Lovely. Hey, man, in your opinion, is it better to try Raya and Munoz or Sanchez and Timber on wildcard? Thanks, Gabriel is a lock. Part of me likes the Raya Munoz pick. I feel like Munoz is a better pick than Timber. I think if I was on wildcard myself, right, I think I'm 0.1 off. Hold on, what's Tarkowski worth? I bought Tarkowski at 5.4. My selling price is 5.6. Munoz is 5.8 and I can buy 5.7. So I can't buy Munoz for Tarkowski. I've looked at that. I'm very tempted by that move. Alas, it's just a fraction out of my price range. Captain Mukiele, no chances, Gary. No chances at all. You should bench Bruce Dina. That's a strong... I know, it's going to be a strong bench every week. I just got to hope that I play it on the right bloody week. Because if I don't play it on the right week, I'm going to be cursing myself. Because I got 4 points the first time around. The last thing I want to see is that. Also, why the hell have they changed the spanner to that blob? Like, the moderators now have a blob next to their name. It just looks crap. Dean, would you bench between Thiago, Ekitike, and Wilson? I'd be benching Thiago out of those three. Let's go. Would you bench boost with Donnarumma, Chalobah, Mane, and Tarkowski? No. Actually, maybe. I don't rate Mane. I'm so bad at this. I'm so biased. And I'll admit I'm openly biased when it comes to the forwards. I think if you've got Mane and you got Creepy Jr., I don't like him. I know that Wolves might double in 26 or whatever it is if Arsenal manage to get the job done against Chelsea midweek in the Carabao Cup. But is Mane actually going to score against Arsenal? The money says that he probably won't. Now, I can't remember what the other game is for Wolves in game week 26, but you're buying him for 4 points, right? So Jared Bowen, for example, and Thiago. So Thiago in 26 has got Arsenal, so yeah, I agree. He's just probably not a good pick in that week. But in terms of Jared Bowen, he's got Man United at home. Now, he's got a pretty good record against Man United. I would much rather have Jared Bowen in a single game week than Mane in a double game week. Like, for me, it's a no-brainer. I think Jared Bowen outscores Mane in that double game week if Wolves do actually end up getting it. That's just my gut feel. Do you think Bruno G starts? To be honest, surely they save him for midweek. Like, if I was mate, I can't read some of these managers. Eddie Howe is another one that I just don't understand. I wouldn't be starting him. That's just I just feel like the Carabao Cup. I don't know. I don't know what Newcastle's aim is. Like, they've got Carabao in the Champions League playoffs, whatever, and they should get through that. And then they've got either Chelsea or Barcelona are waiting for them after that. They're just not very good. They're not very good without Bruno G. So maybe he has to start tonight. I don't know. I'm just glad I don't own him anymore. You can have as many Man United players' points as you like next game week. Love it. Cole, I'm going to have him all day long, baby. Semenyo or Haaland for captain. Semenyo out of those two. Start Thiago or Richards. I would start Richards. Bench Ekitike or Collins. I would bench Collins. Hello. Do you play one bench? Oh, what? To play one bench? Hello, D. Oh, sorry. I was like, what? Hello, to play. And I was like, what are you on about? One bench, 3 from Bowen, Virgil van Dijk, Richards, and Creepy. Play 1. I'm benching Bowen, so I can't sit there and say that, can I? I feel like you've got to play. I feel like Richards is the answer. Based off nothing other than vibes. But that's my answer anyway. Chelsea became a club that's focusing on making money, not winning trophies. Exactly. A bit like Man United. We just care about the profit lines at the end of the day, how much money we can get from dividends. I've got Thiago and Haaland already. I'm thinking Even Ilson, is he on pens? Now, to be honest, I've only seen Even Ilson take 2 penalties, and both of them were rubbish, and they both missed. In fact, actually, I think both were easily saved, more to the point. I don't think he actually missed the target. I owned Even Ilson at the start of the season, so maybe my judgment's clouded, right? I owned double Forest defence at the start of the season. I owned Watkins and I owned Even Ilson. And I tell you what, I reckon that impacts my understanding on those particular assets. I've got no interest in going back to Forest after they burnt me early doors, and I've got no interest in Even Ilson either. I feel like if you can find the money, Jared Bowen's the answer, baby. He's just the answer. And he plays 90 minutes. And we know that Jared Bowen's on penalties. So, I don't know. I feel like that's where I'd go. Watch long tonight, yes. Watch Mane score a brace versus Arsenal. I mean, that would be pretty funny. Bench Thiago or Wilson. Thiago. Hello, everyone. Good luck. Hello, Murat. Morning, Big D. Semenyo or Bruno F for captain. For me, I've got it on Bruno Fernandes. If I did have Semenyo this week, it would still be on Bruno Fernandes. So last week I did say if I owned Semenyo, I thought that he was the best captain. Turned out to be a pretty good one. He could easily have got a 15-pointer last week. This week, though, it's Bruno Fernandes. Now, just for a few stats here, just for a few people. So Bruno's currently going at 6 points per game. Now, there's only, from my knowledge, I could be wrong about this, there's only 2 players in the game with more points per game average than Bruno Fernandes. One is Gabriel with 7.1, and the other one is Haaland with 7.2, I think. Yes, that is correct. So these are the stats for Bruno Fernandes, right? The dude's on penalties, obviously we know that. I don't know why Tom's calling me. I can't answer the phone, buddy. I'm on a stream. Stop calling me. And he should know. If he was watching the stream, he would know, don't call me. So from 20 starts, he's had 15 attacking returns. He's going in an attacking return at 66.6% of the time. His underlying stats are through the roof. 0.39 expected goals per 90, 0.3 expected assists. I think he for me, I'm not going to lie, Bruno Fernandes in the 10 might actually be a permanent captain in my team. Like, I think that he's that good in that position. I've not even thought about captaincy once this week. Once I've seen Bruno back in the 10, he's fit, he's back to playing 90 minutes. He's a no-brainer. For me, he's actually, at the moment, in the number 10 position, the best player in the game. I'll factually say that. I'll go on record as saying that. Yes, I might be a little bit deluded, but I reckon I'm pretty right on that one. No lag, great, I know. How good is it, Murat? Bench 2, Ekatike, Wilson or Rogers. I would be benching... You've got to bench Ekatike and Wilson, I think. Actually, no, I think I benched Wilson and Rogers. I don't know. This is so hard. These calls this week are so hard. Can I bring in João Pedro for Watkins for a -4? Love your formations. It's same as mine. You can. I bought a -4 in this week. I just don't rate João Pedro. That's just my gut feel. Haaland playing more than 45. Been thinking about benching him, play Thiago. Fair. D United, I need your advice on my wildcard, and should I have Gabriel plus Timber plus Pickford or Gabriel plus Raya plus Tarkowski? I'm worried that Timber will get benched one game in Game Week 26. I don't think Timber gets benched in the Premier League. That's my gut feel. Now, I could be completely wrong. I bought him because I think that is the third Arsenal asset I want. There is always a risk. You never know of Arteta. I just think that after the last couple of game weeks, he's not going to piss around too much. He can't afford to be dropping too many more points because Man City are not miles behind. Man United, if Arsenal keep dropping points, won't be miles behind either. They've only got to play one game a week. Wildcard in Game Week 22, benches Delap, Munoz, and Krupi. Should I bench boost? If you think Delap starts, you could, definitely. You know you want to play. I do. I'm not going to lie. I want to play Jared Bowen. I'm not even going to sit there and try and deny this. I'm very tempted by him. I wish I could do it. Alas, I cannot. And that's just happens to be where I'm sitting at the moment, which is frustrating. Because oh my God, what's going on here? Why did they not share? Hold on, sorry. I'm just quickly sharing this on X, and then I'll be back in a second. And I'll keep answering your questions. Deadline stream active, baby. -4 in the bag for the D unit. Now, can I continue riding my green arrow streak off hits this season? That's the key question. I've only had one red arrow off the 6 other weeks I've taken a hit this year. So hopefully with a little bit of luck, it does pay off again today. Obviously, it's going to be Timber versus O'Reilly to make up the -4. And it's going to be Mbumo versus Bruno G. So, you know, if Bruno G doesn't play, you'd think I'd make the -4 straight back off the gut. But that is not always a guarantee. Come get your answers. Come get... Oh my God, I can't spell. You know what I don't like? Is X does not... It doesn't fix your spelling errors. It's the most frustrating app. Really, it's just frustrating. You think Elon Musk, being a billionaire, not only can he sort the internet out for the D unit streams, that would be nice, mate. Turn it up. It can't be that bloody hard to keep the satellite in position for these streams. But, yeah. Also, your modems suck. So maybe fix your modems as well. That'd be nice too. Tammy Abraham, is he worth a chance? Yeah, I suppose. Thoughts on Calafuri? If you can't afford Timber, don't mind it. I'm Captain Esteval. What do you think? I mean, I love it. I love the boldness. I'm never someone that's going to sit there and say, don't do it. Because I'm a risk taker. People saw me Captain bloody Tarkowski last week. I should have Captain bloody Wilson. Harry bloody Wilson. That was on me. I had him at the start of the week and then I changed it. And then I should have listened to the card. The card said Harry Wilson. And then I just ignored it. Should I go Senesi or Cash on wildcard this week? I feel like I'd go Senesi over Cash. I got a feeling West Ham and Leeds score. I wouldn't be surprised. Not 100% start. Sade price drop last night. Wow, good news for getting me. Yeah, I know. That's what I don't understand. People selling Thiago. He's got 3 dud fixtures right. Like, I understand it. I mean, I don't understand it because if you've got Creepy Jr. and Mane in your team, that's probably on you more than anything else. But yes, he's probably, in fairness, Aston Villa and Newcastle away, probably not the worst fixtures in the world. And you've got to remember, he's on penalties. He hasn't missed a penalty this season. So if he gets a penalty, and with Dango Itara in the team, he's always a chance of getting a penalty. So I just think you keep him, really, more than anything else. I wonder if we can get to 10K today. If you haven't already smashed the sub button, please consider doing so. We're closing in on 10K, baby. I think you should play Bowen. He will get DC today, and he's on pens. Yeah, I know, but like, I'm playing double Chelsea defense. Like, that's the problem. And I bought Chalobah and Sanchez in for this run of 4 fixtures. And I was always going to bench Jarrod Bowen. I know that he got 12 points last week, and it sounds absolutely stupid benching him when he could easily return. I just can't do it. I can't justify putting him in the team. Semenyo captain, don't mind if you had Semenyo. I'd definitely be looking at Semenyo captain. Start DCL unit, Elliot Anderson. Wilson or Tarkowski. I'm leaning towards Tarkowski over Wilson. That's probably where I'm going to end up. I'm probably going to play Wirtz over Wilson unless the card tells you to do otherwise later on in the stream. I don't know about Bruno captain, but I don't have other choices. Yep, fair. City struggle versus Spurs. They do. Historically, they're pretty bad against Spurs. The Man U hype is well and truly back with the... Mate, it's so good. It's good watching Man United when we're winning. There's nothing better in life. Been getting great reviews and need the differential. Nice. Thanks, Big D. Also, would you bench boost with Bowen, Thiago, Pickford, and Tarkowski? They're all away. Look at my bench. I'm not bench boosting with my bench, and your bench is very similar to mine. I've got Bowen and Thiago on my bench as well. You've got Pickford, I've got Verbruggen. It's a 90 here and there. And then the other one is obviously at the moment, it's going to be Wirtz of Wilson versus Tark, and I'm leaning towards not bench boosting. Play Dallo or Lacroix. Diego Dallo. I can't believe I just said that. What's coming out of my mouth? I've completely lost the plot. If I'm recommending playing Dallo, I've lost the plot. Other options, Gabriel captaincy. Don't mind it, but I just think it's away from home, and Leeds have been really good at home of late. Other options are all highly owned, going for the risk and glory. Love it. West Ham score all day this week. Yep, they probably do. Bench 2. Cash Timber, Chalobah, Bruno G, bench. Oh, and you've got Watkins. So I feel like Watkins is definitely the other one. I just think Bruno G's not going to do anything against Liverpool. I don't even know if he starts, to be honest. So I'd be benching him. You're betraying your dirty... Oh, mate, 4-point Bowen, yeah. I know, hard to believe in it. Gabriel Chalobah captain. Neither. Don't be surprised if you get on your turn of work next week after this week delusional. Love it, Paul. Surely you got to start Bowen over Chalobah against the poor Chelsea defence who also played away in Naples. No brainer to me to not double Chelsea. Yeah, I understand where people are coming from, right? I do. I get it. I'm probably in for pain. Yeah. Imagine if I'm going to be that idiot in the late mail next week. It's going to be D unit with 34 points or something stupid on the bench, isn't it? Lock it in, baby. Palmer captain, definitely not for me. Captaining Semenyo this week, don't mind it. Pickford, Alderete, Chalobah, Gabriel. Who would you start? I'd start Rice over Brobby or even Ilson, and over Enzo and Estevao. I'd also start Tarkowski over all of them as well. So your bench should be one of Collins plus Even Ilson, Brobby, Enzo, Estevao. Two of those 4. Sanchez or Roofs, pick one from Watkins, Thiago, Rice or Wilson. I'm playing Sanchez, but in fact, no, actually, if I had Roofs in my team, I'd play Roofs, 100%. I've just thought about that. Hold on, I'll take that back. Roofs 100% this week. Pick one from Watkins, Thiago, Rice or Wilson. I'd play Rice. Fair. Thiago's missed one pen early. Yes, he did. He did. I forgot. I forgot about that one. Sorry, my bad. Yes, I remember. He had 2 goals. That was his second penalty in the game, I think. I think it was. I think that was Brentford's second penalty in the game, and he stuffed it. You're right. Yeah, it was Bart. Yeah, I know. Can you believe it? Bloody Bart Simpson. Infuriating, man. Which one to bench? Dallo, Collins, or Dallo? Collins. If you didn't have any Chelsea defenders, would you start Bowen? Yes. Mate, look at Wilson's XG. He's overperforming. Yes. But so is Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers massively overperforming his expected data. Massively overperforming his expected data. But that's what I quite like. When a player is in that good of form, you just know whatever they touch is going to go in. So I'm probably going to play Wirtz though. For what it's worth, in my team selection, I might do that now because it might throw a few people off. So I am meant to, that's what it should look like, right? Like Wilson is meant to be first on the bench. So that's essentially what we're looking like there. Yeah. That's what my team selection video did. I don't know why I had Wilson when I opened up the app today, but maybe it's a sign. We're going to defer it to the card later because I really can't make up my mind about either of them either, to be honest. Yeah. Is João Pedro starting? Honestly, no idea. If I was a betting man, I'd bet on him benched, but that's just me. I was wondering whether to play Bart Simpson or Keller, but now I've seen you have Bart on the bench. I'm playing him. Love it. Mate, what are you thinking about Captain Ekitike this week? Will he start? I wouldn't be captaining Ekitike. I know Newcastle are an absolute arse after the Champions League and they're arse away from home, but I don't know if I've got I wouldn't have the balls to captain a Liverpool player. They're not in very good form. Wirtz is on form, linking up with Ekitike well at the moment, hoping for some returns today. To be honest, I'm hoping that Wirtz does something as well. I did predict the 3-3 scoreline in that game as well. Best 4.5 defender to replace Dorgu. Already have 2 Sunderland. All right, in that case, it's probably Van Heck. Van Heck or Richards, either or. Do you think Wilson outscores Thiago? I do. Wilson actually is so low, he's getting lucky. He's not getting lucky. All you have to do... I've watched so much Fulham, right? That man is in the most ridiculous form of his life. Like, there's no luck about it. He's putting in balls on the edge of his, like on the outside of his foot, and they're curling in, like literally putting balls on a platter for forwards to score. His finishing has been elite. There's nothing lucky about it. He's just in very good form. He's definitely not lucky, I can tell you. I mean, last week's goal was lucky. I'll grant you that. Last week's goal should not have been a goal. Bart Simpson, I don't know what he's doing. He must have known that I had Wilson in the team and thought he'd let one in for me. That's all I can put it down to. But outside of that return last week, he's not been lucky at all. If anything, he's actually underperformed some of the chances he's had because Raul Jimenez keeps on making a meal of them. And my plan is to triple captain Rice or Gabriel. Yeah, same. That's essentially what I'm doing as well. Effectively a 3-week window to tinker with the team. Nice. Bench 1, Wilson, Thiago, Ekitike. For me, it's got to be Thiago out of those 3. At the moment, we've got Ram, Mukiele, Gabriel, Tucker. I reckon I got it right this week, mate. Yes, Tavernier's not going to play. Richards and Van Heck. Yeah. I don't think they're going to do much. I don't know. I haven't got either of them keeping a clean sheet, so that's just my gut feel. So I think you've got it pretty right. This Man United game, probably a bigger test as they're now expected to win. Exactly. I trust Flo. O'Reilly to Chalobah. And do I start Krupi or Sade? Or just sell Sade to someone 7 million or below? I feel like I'd start Sade over Krupi. That's just my gut feel. I've got Brentford scoring against Villa. I don't think they'll win, but I think they score. Start O'Reilly or O'Brien, or take a -4 to bring in Timber and sell one of. I sold O'Reilly for a -4 for Jury and Timber. So my advice is really skewed because that's the move I did. So I sold Bruno. I sold Bruno G for Mbumo, and I sold O'Reilly for Jury and Timber in a -4. So I feel like I'd take the -4, but that's just me. Hey man, answering your question about Chelsea United assets, I own Chalobah, Sanchez, Palmer, and Bruno, and I've gone with Harry Maguire. I love it. Oh mate, I really want to. I was sitting there like this earlier this week, and like on Sunday, right when we beat Arsenal, I was like, I want Harry Maguire. I want Harry Maguire in my team. I feel like there's a header. I feel like there's a header and a Bruno assist coming over the next couple of weeks for Big Slabhead. And I'm gutted I'm not going to own the points for it. But I think he's going to be great. I'm captaining Bruno. Out of all those options, I've got Bruno, and I've not thought about captaining anyone else this week. The only consideration I've got to say is FPL Olympian that Rahi unfortunately pointed out to me before is also captaining Bruno. That does scare me a little bit. But I have captained someone on the same week as FPL Olympian, and they did return. So I'm hoping that is the case this week. I just got João Pedro instead of Watkins and going to captain Bruno. Nice. I've missed a few comments here. My team: Pickford, Timber, Gabriel, Cash, Chalobah, Mukiele, Rogers, Rice, Semenyo, captain. I like the Semenyo captain. Haaland, Thiago, subs, Dubravka, Bruno, G, Rogers, stack. Daft, I know, but hate that I'm going with a back five. I'm going a back five as well. And trust me, the more I look at it, the more I think this is just stupid. But then I think about the points this season, and all the points realistically have been in the defence. So I've got to lock them in. Yes, please click the like, folks. Yes, thank you, Murat. Police the chat. I'm captaining Pedro Neto. Nice. Wilson or Ahmad? Oh, that's such a tough call. I feel like Wilson scores at Old Trafford. I don't know why. Just got a feeling that he gets the consolation. Thank God you're up. Had to listen to Harry, fell asleep. Start Timber or Pedro. I'm assuming that's João Pedro. I'm starting Timber, baby. It's weird, right? I would rather go to triple United attack than buy a Chelsea asset in midfield or a forward line. I'm not convinced by any of their minutes, and I don't trust Rossinia for a bar of salt or a bar of soap, whatever you want to call it. I just feel like he's just ready in the shower, ready to pull your pants down, and it's not going to be pretty. Bowen or Wilson? I would start Wilson over Bowen. But then I've got double Chelsea defence, so that's just my opinion on that one as well. Nurse, Darius has 5 defenders and Bowen on the bench. I know, it's hard to believe, Daryl. Good to see you in the chat. Yep. I mean, people prefer to vote rather than hit the like button. It's really bizarre, Muppet. Good to see you in the chat as well, buddy. Palmer Captain. Bro, please make a deadline stream in your swimming pool. Honestly, if so we've got an Airbnb out the back where the pool is, right? And unfortunately, there's someone out there. I did weigh up doing it today, but unfortunately there's someone staying in our Airbnb, so I can't just hop in the pool and do a deadline stream from there and make a lot of racket for 2 hours. Harry Maguire's giant head triple captain. Wouldn't captain Palmer, might not start. Exactly. Harry Maguire, 0.8% ownership, bro. When I bought him in, that's why I've done it. I could see a header coming. Oh, mate, exactly. Do we know? Thanks. Do we know how fit Watkins is? To be honest, Stephen, whenever a manager comes out and says they've had a scan, they went off with a hamstring and it was tiredness. Turn it up. I think that's just cue for absolute wank. Yeah. I feel like if you're going off with a hamstring, you're probably cooked. For at least for a week. I mean, he might be like Bruno Fernandes and returns in a game week's time or 2 game weeks, but I'd be shocked if he started or featured on Sunday's game, to be honest. Harry Wilson, much like Bruno G, you can't be +5 relative to XGI without some luck. Doesn't mean he hasn't been playing, but yeah. I agree with what you're saying there, Dunder. I just feel every time I watch Fulham, Wilson looks like he's going to return. Now, I know the underlying stats suggest that he's massively outperforming, but if you watch Fulham games, I'm sure Coleman's in the chat and he's watching, he will tell you, when he gets the ball, something happens. Like, he's exceptionally exciting to watch. Hello, Jamie Swift. How are you, buddy? Hope you're well. Hope you're well as well, buddy. Would you start Thiago over any of these? Chalobah, Tarkowski, Rogers, Semenyo, Rice, Enzo? No, I don't think I would. That's why I've got him benched in my team as well. I feel like you should play the other players over him. That's just my gut feel anyway. Joke of the day, just bought a sheep. His name is... Love it. Do you reckon Haaland takes advantage of Tottenham's open door defence? Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. Would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised by anything in that game. I've got no idea. My gut feel says it's 1-1. I say that with no confidence. I've seen enough of Spurs to know they're crap. I've also seen enough of City recently to think that they might not win that game as well. Munoz or Chalobah for the long term? Long term, Munoz. Short term, it has to be Chalobah. I mean, the next 4 fixtures. I mean, if Chelsea can't keep clean sheets the next 4 weeks, at least twice, Rossinia needs to be sacked. Like, he needs to be sacked. If they can't keep 2 clean sheets out of West Ham at home, Wolves away, Leeds at home, and Burnley at home, you might as well just say, I'm crap. I'm going back to where did he come from? Strasbourg? And you can go back to Strasbourg, or whatever you call it. Jared Bowen as captain? Yeah, maybe. If you're feeling it, why not? Start Wilson, Thiago or Keane. For me, it's got to be... I mean, you bench Keane. Yeah, 100% bench Keane. I don't think Keane comes back in that lineup with Branthwaite back. Especially after he's missed last week and he came back from injury then. Yeah. If Wilson got a good offer today, maybe Wilson as a start tomorrow, well, that'd be nice. Then I wouldn't have to worry about my bench, would I? And to be honest, I heard some rumours that, like, Wilson's going to Aston Villa. I was like, I hope he does. Wilson at Aston Villa's even better than Wilson at bloody Fulham. I think that'd be great. I'd be very happy with that move. Obviously, it depends on where he goes, doesn't it? If he actually... I don't think he goes. I reckon he signs a new deal at Fulham and stays. They've literally just replaced Traore with Oscar Bob. That's pretty much what they've done there. So, yeah, I'd start Wilson over those 2, by the way. Start Thiago Munoz, have Martinez in goal. You've got to start Munoz then. Fulham get a good... Teams battling relegation are tougher to play more than the ones at the top. Yeah, I would agree. They're not on the beach, that's for sure. Sorry. I'll play 2 out of the 3. Timber, Alderete, Wilson. You've got to play Alderete, and I'm playing Timber over Wilson, so I'm going to say Timber. Giro equals thumbnail on left, not heart emoji. Love it. Why don't you bench boost this week? I just don't. If the fixtures were at home, I'd bench boost. The fixtures are away from home, so I just don't like that. JP or Thiago? Thiago. I know it is a pretty good bench, isn't it? Even Nilsson or Thiago? Thiago. Best defender under 5.8. It's got to be Chalobah at 5.7. Good afternoon, folks. Good afternoon, Hippie. Early Haaland goal, then we worry. Yeah, true. What time is it there? It's currently just past 8 o'clock in the evening. I've gone Palmer, which is why my face might look a bit weird because I haven't bothered to turn the light on in here, so we're just getting the computer screen blaring off it. I've gone Palmer captain in the end, risking it. Liam Rossinia said he's fit and ready to start the West Ham. Yeah, man, I really rate Cole Palmer. Like, I think he's a great footballer. This season, though, for me, he's not an FPL asset. I just don't... I have no faith in his body. No faith at all. I feel like he definitely needs an operation. He's just putting it off because he wants to go to the World Cup. What time do you watch the games? Well, the 3 p.m. games start at 11 o'clock, so the live watch-along will begin about 5 minutes before 11 o'clock, about 10:55. So Wilson from Boomo and start him instead of Thiago. I'd just play Wilson over Thiago. I wouldn't sell him. I have no interest in selling Wilson at all. Unless he gets sold, unless he gets injured, no interest in selling him. Roos, Senesi, Gabriel, Chalobah, Semenyo. Yeah, that's all I do. I just play Wilson, mate. Wouldn't even bother selling him. Semenyo and Mbumo? No, not this week for me. I'd play Semenyo. I have Watkins and Pedro up front and only one bench of Anderson. Should I take a hit? Oh, yeah. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, if you've only got one bench of Anderson, there's a chance that Watkins doesn't show up at all, and João Pedro could be benched. Don't know. I feel like the odds of that happening are probably pretty remote. I reckon João Pedro plays something. So I reckon he should be all right. Pick 3, Gabriel, Maguire, Senesi, Hill, Munoz. This week, Hill can be benched. It's Gabriel, Maguire and Munoz for me. I'd bench the Bournemouth assets. I think Wolves win that game. I've got Wolves winning the game 2-1. See if I'm right later on, during the 3 p.m. games. Timber, Maguire or Cash, choose one for the next few weeks. It's got to be Maguire. Without De Ligt, Maguire's a lock in that team. He'll play every week until De Ligt's back. So I'm going to say Maguire because, I mean, after this game week, they've got Tottenham at home, which should be an easy fixture. It's West Ham away. Why not? You just know that Maguire's going to score a goal in the next 3 weeks. I just know it. Cole Palmer will end up at United. I would love that, especially when Bruno Fernandes leaves. He'd be a very good replacement, wouldn't he? What's the new leaks? I mean, there's rumours that Palmer's not starting, but I've not seen anything concrete. So your guess is as good as mine at the moment. I'm sure if there was an XG back in the day, we'd have been told players like Matt Letizia, 100%, Peter. 100%. I could not agree more with that comment. Is Wilson fine? Yeah, Wilson's 100% fine. Senesi, Mensah, I'll be there for the watch along. Lovely stuff. Start Thiago and Munoz. Again, I'm going with Munoz. Huang masterclass. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not going to lie. If it wasn't for the fact that I really wanted to include Ahmad and Cunha in my 1 week punts and in the differentials this week, I was going to pick Huang. Just because I know how much the chat loves Huang and me saying Huang, but I didn't. I honestly think Huang could go big tonight. He's on penalties as well for Wolves as well, so he could be really good tonight. Start Mukiele or Thiago. It's got to be Mukiele. Mukiele's got the nice home fixture against Burnley, and it's on Monday night. It's a great way to head into the last game with at least one player playing as well. What's your thoughts on Martinez? Bring back some bite. Yeah, I think Lisandro Martinez is great. I don't think from an FPL perspective he's overly good, but from an actual footballing perspective and what he brings to Manchester United, I think he is a fantastic asset. 100%. Senesi to Chelsea or Juventus? Yeah, I've seen some links about Senesi going to Chelsea. You never know with Chelsea. They're just capable of just coming in out of nowhere and just buying people. You're like, what? Why do they buy them? I mean, they've got so many players, Chelsea. You would think they wouldn't need another one, but like they do have. I mean, Colwell's injured. And I mean, if you're benching Chalobah, I still don't understand why he was benched midweek. The more I think about it, the more concerned I am that Chalobah gets benched. But like in my head, I'm like, I've watched Chelsea all season and Chalobah's their only good defender. So like, I just don't understand how he ended up benched midweek. It made no sense at all. I love Wang. Any thoughts on Ayari for that 5th mid spot? Not for me. Start Tarkowski or Wilson? I would start Tarkowski over Wilson. That's what I'm doing. Barca also might want Senesi. Yeah, I've seen that. Sanchez, Chalobah, Gabriel, Timber, Ballard, Fernandez and Bumo, Rice, Enzo, Semenyo and Haaland is my starting lineup. Dubravka, Cooper Jr., Munoz, Thiago on the bench. I feel like... Actually, no, I take that back. I don't even know who I'd bring Munoz on for. Because I feel like all your midfield options are really good. What's your best triple up on Man United? Cunha and Bumo, Bruno Fernandes. You could make a case for Harry Maguire. If it wasn't for the fact that I think De Ligt will be back in about 4 weeks' time, I'd say Maguire. But because Maguire might be back and Dorgu's out injured, I think Cunha's a bit of a no-brainer alongside Mbumo and Bruno, to be honest. Having said that, though, I'm intrigued to see if Šeško gets a start tomorrow. Because if he gets a start tomorrow, he could come into the reckoning. Because I feel like he's going to start scoring some goals with the way that... With Bruno Fernandes in the 10, Šeško's going to score a few more goals. Because Bruno's just so creative. He'll pick the right pass and Šeško will finish it, hopefully. Would you do O'Reilly to Chalobah? Yes, I did O'Reilly to Timber and a -4 this week. So, yeah, I think O'Reilly can easily go. I think Huang goes big tonight. Somebody please keep that. That's a Goldbridge line, isn't it? I think Huang goes big tonight. Oh, Jesus. What am I spitting out of my mouth? Huang goes hard. What a man. I mean, what a name. What's his actual name? Huang He-chan? Is it He-chan? What a name. It's a bit like bloody Raw. Raw in Footium. Raw. Huang. I mean, I wonder if there's someone in Footium called Huang. I'm going to look that up. Someone remind me at the end of this stream to look that up. Because if there is, I'm bloody buying them. I'm going to buy them and just put them in my team for the jokes. So when I do a Footium watch along drawing the football, I'm like, Huang. Huang on the bench, it's cold. Such an underrated stream, my man. All the other deadline streams at the moment, it's like they're all robots. I mean, honestly, if you want interaction and you want some entertainment, there's no point going to the others. They all do the same shit anyway. So, I mean, they all just FPL review merchants. Good blokes, don't get me wrong, but If you want entertainment, you don't go there, do you? Wang Yi-chan. Wang loves you too. For the love of God. Wang flops. Oh, Jesus. I need to get that. Luke's got to put that on a shirt. Wang flops. or Wang bangs. maybe on the front it could be Wang bangs, and then on the back it could be Wang flops. It's a common Korean surname. Yeah, indeed, is the only Korean that answers your questions. Does O'Brien start with Branthwaite back? That's a really good question. Now, I read the press conference transcript from Everton yesterday, and the way that Moyes talked about it basically made me think that he doesn't really rate Patterson at all. So my gut feel would be it's Mikalenko, Branthwaite, Tarkowski, O'Brien, and O'Brien's at right back. But that's just my gut feel. I could be completely wrong on that. Bench Dallo, Man United, you're playing Dallo. You're just playing Dallo, right? Already wildcarded. Would you bench boost this today? Roofs, Thiago, Wilson, Tuck. Wait, I would actually bench boost that. That is a good bench boost team. I mean, Tarkowski's guaranteed 4 points. Roofs is probably guaranteed a clean sheet. That's already 10 points there on the bench. And then it just needs a goal for Thiago and or Wilson or both. And all of a sudden you've got like 30 points on the bench. That's why we watch you now. Lovely. I think you should sub Haaland, have 2 goalies. I mean, honestly, if I could play no forward this week, I would play no forward. I would play Wilson over Haaland this week if the game allowed me to do it. Bowen or Wilson, I'd still play Wilson. Should I change my bench? Sanchez, Senesi, Gabriel, bench Wilson, Ekatike, and Gooey. Bart Simpson. Oh, yeah, well, I'm expecting Wilson to return on my bench. I just don't know who I play him over. That's the problem. I think you've actually lined your team up perfectly fine as well. I don't even know who you'd bench for him. It's a bit like me. I don't know who I'd bench for him either. Tarkowski might be benched, I heard. Really? Nah. There's no way Tarkowski's getting benched for Everton. That's ridiculous. Surely. Start Thiago or Welbeck? I feel like I'd start Thiago over Welbeck. Is there a chance Keane goes right back instead? I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, when was the last time Michael Keane played it right? I mean, it's definitely possible. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely possible. Maybe they play a back 5. Maybe they play Mikalenko, Keane, Tarkowski, Branthwaite, and then O'Brien at right back. Because I swear that's what they did last season quite a few times under David Moyes. But that actually wouldn't surprise me if they did that. If I'm being honest. I could definitely see that happening. I feel. Raya, Timber, Mukiele, Nico, O'Reilly, Lafide, Rice, Wilson, Bruno, Pedro Captain. Jao Pedro Captain, that's brave. That's very brave. I think I'd start Senesi over Nico O'Reilly. That's all I've got to offer. And I hope the captain bangs for you. I think Wang's is up tonight. Man United, Chelsea assets. Bruno and Bomo Chalobah playing of Enzo and JP on the bench to play it. Yep, nice. Wang bang. Thank you, man. Do you want Wang to Man United? No. Just between you and me, Wang is going to get a flogging tonight. What's your chip strategy? I know that you said Gabriel triple captain. You still do. I think I will. Depending on how Arsenal go tonight. Now, if Arsenal go well against Leeds tonight away, because the 2 games in 26 will be against, if they get there, obviously, if they beat Chelsea next week, or just make sure they don't lose, that will be 2 away fixtures. So it'll be Brentford away and Wolves away. So I want to see how they go against Leeds away, because I would say that Leeds away at the moment is probably more difficult than Brentford away and Wolves away. So if they can get the business done tonight, clean sheet, I'll be very tempted by a triple captain on Gabriel in that double game week. I'm not going to lie. I'll be very tempted by it. I mean, he's averaging Haaland's on 7.2 points per game. Gabriel's on 7.1. So the dude has been elite this season. So yeah, my chip strategy is triple captain potentially in 26. Otherwise, it will be in the other double, which will be 33. Bench boost is just when I think the fixtures align for my team. I've got a very good bench every week. At some point soon, it's going to align and I'm going to press the button. And then in terms of free hit, it's probably going to be 34. A free hit, I'd suggest. And wildcard, I'm definitely going to be wildcarding in 32 straight out the gate. I did the same thing last year. I'm not going to change this year. I changed the first half of the season. It went horribly for me. So just stick to my original plan and play the game that I normally play and then hope for the best. Notorious clean sheet wiper Burnley. Oh, yeah, I know. They could do. They really could. You could be right. Yeah, really. Huang's balls into deep is a great idea from D for next season. FPL allow no forward information. Formation. That would be great, wouldn't it? Like, if you could just pick the formation you want, it'd be great. You could just bin off the forwards entirely if you're not feeling them that week. How are you navigating the doubles and blanks? Probably with a couple of hits. In terms of 31, now if Arsenal and Man City get through, I've only got 4 players from those teams. I can bench them all. Actually, no, that's wrong. I can only bench 3 of them. I'd have to sell one of them. And I'd probably sell Julian Timber. That'd be the person I sell. So I'd sell Timber and I'd play in 11. Like, I only have to make 1 transfer. If provided Man City and Arsenal get through, that will be the plan. Sell Timber between after the double, before 31, and then I'll just, rock and roll from there. And then I'm going to wildcard in 32 and attack the fixtures like that. And then when the ones do blank, I'll just press the free hit button in that one. That's the plan. Huang Yu, no problem. Would you take a -4 to do Neto to Mbumo? I mean, I don't know. I feel like Neto against West Ham should be pretty good. I don't know if that's worth a -4, but that's just my gut feel. It's good to see you laugh. I hope life behaves you well and be happy with Mrs. and baby. Burat, take the baby bit back. I don't know if I'm keen for one of them yet. Don't even know if I'm keen for them. My sister has 3 kids, right? And they're the most spoiled, misbehaved kids I've ever met. To the point where, like, I really struggle to go and see mum if she's babysitting because they wind me up. They wind me up no end. And it's like they've just had no discipline. Like, no, I don't know. I feel like they've just had everything given to them on a plate. That annoys me. I'm thinking Gabriel triple captain for that double, but would be epic if it mate, it would be epic if it came on. Let me play Harry Maguire as a forward. That would be great, wouldn't it? Unfortunately, I think DC is here to stay. I think they will. I don't know how they adjust the prices for next year, but I'm very intrigued to see what they do because I reckon it's going to make a lot of players non-pickable, but I could be wrong. I just have a 1 set and forget. I'm buying Wangy Maguire on my wild card. Hi D, I'm sorry I'm late. All good, buddy. Football and stuff. Good to see you. I mean, are you watching the football today? Because obviously Brighton are playing in the 3 p.m. game against Everton. Are you going to the game today? I'm excited to get back into managing this year. I've come out of retirement to win. I thought I'd finished on top by winning, and now I've been seduced back. I've been seduced back because people know I love the game too much, and I love winning too much. And now I'm back, now I'm being brought back in. So I have to win. I have to manage this team to glory. I've actually changed clubs as well. Actually, it's really funny. So when I first moved to Kalgoorlie, I played for Cal College. Then after playing for them for 6 years, I left and went to the arch rivals Boulder, and I stayed there and I played a couple of seasons there, coached. Then I went to the UK, lived there, did nothing football related at all except go to the gym and go and get drunk and go and watch Man United at Old Trafford. And then when I came back, I went back to Boulder for 2 years, and then I didn't play last year. I retired. I retired after the 2 years, retired on top, won the golden boot, and I was like, you can't get any better than this. I'm getting old, 30, 38. And then here I am a year later going, I'm coming back. 39-year-old's coming back to win, baby. He's coming back. What's your favourite chips to play? Assistant manager. I hate the other chips. I don't like triple captain. I don't like bench boost. I like the wild card. Don't really rate the free hit. I would happily try. If they gave you the option to transfer all your chips from the first half of the season for the assistant manager chip, I'd take the assistant manager chip all day long. I reckon I could get more points with that chip than all the other chips combined. I did last year. I got 56 points last year with that chip, and I'd back myself in again to do the same thing this year. I've got a very good read on like when underdogs will win as well, so I just feel like that chip was just designed for people that watch football, and I just, yeah, gutted it's gone this season. Dad, believe me. All right, I'm 100. Love it, Murat. If you're 100 and you're saying I'm going to be a good dad, love it. FPL. No, I've got to watch it though. Yeah, fair. Not going to watch it, yeah. Yes, I'm doing a watch along. I'm going to Palace next week. Very nice. I put Maguire in my wildcard team because of what you previously said. Why is he not? I just don't have the transfers, Daryl. That's the reason why. I am actually weighing up though, because I want a third United player next week. And after this week, Mukiele might get the bin, which sounds ridiculous because he's been really good for me. But like the fixtures for Sunderland after this week, it's Arsenal away, Liverpool at home. Fulham at home could be nice in 27. But outside of that, the fixtures aren't very good until you get down to game week 34 for Sunderland. So I feel like Harry Maguire could come in for Mukiele next week. Like that's on the agenda. Like it's either going to be that or it's going to be Cunha in for Wirtz. And that might happen tonight if Wirtz is crap. If Wirtz is crap tonight, I will 100% be pulling the trigger. Wirtz, see you later, baby. And it'll be Mateus Cunha in. In fact, I probably won't do that until Man United have played because that would be stupid because you never know. Cunha could do his hamstring and that would be pointless. But I don't think Cunha's going to be going up in price tonight, thankfully. But he's definitely on the agenda. Triple Man United is on. And I quite like the idea of triple United attack because no other idiot's going to do it except me probably. And actually, there was someone in the WhatsApp group earlier that shared a photo of their team. And they had Cunha and Bumo and Bruno. I was like, oh my God, I'm so jealous right now. Will Dirty Dom play right back tonight? Who knows? Who cares? How old are the players you're coaching men this season, Colm? I used to do the 16s, 17s, but they've got a 17s coach. So I'm picking up the kids that can play up into men's into the next team. So yeah, I'm coaching the men's. Is there any medicine for a wang cough? Don't know. Yeah. 3 wins in a row after winning once in 6 weeks in footy and without. That's really good. Very nice. Yes, that's what we love to see. KCFC, finger licking good, huh? You better believe it. Why are people captaining Haaland? Does Marmoush not take... I'm not captaining Haaland, but like then again, I'm not wedded to the analytics like Harry, like Raptor, like Andy, who literally follow review like it's a Bible, which is why they struggle so much to captain anyone else that's not called Haaland. Even though I do think they'll probably captain Bruno Fernandes, because I think Bruno... But I mean, I've been jaded this week. Let's be fair, I've been jaded. The wool has been pulled over the D in its eyes. I just hope that I'm seeing a little bit through the cotton wool. Start Dewsbury Hall, Garner or DCL? I feel like you've got to go Dewsbury Hall. I just started playing it today. Yeah, it's great fun. It's great fun, yeah. If you've not used the thing, go and check out my late mail and use that link to sign up for free. You can play a season for free, which is pretty cool. Should I watch the Brighton game and be on the watch along and report on the Brighton? You can do, buddy. Garner to Ahmad, too late, already done. Love it. Love it. Honestly, Ahmad's great pick. I might be doing Ahmad a disservice because of the fact he's cheaper. And maybe that's why I'm overlooking him in this triple United attack. Maybe I am doing him filthy. I might be doing him filthy. I might be wanging him. Ahmad's going to be great, though. He weighing up Wang. Oh, mate. Yes, have a pint. Oh, mate, I've missed a few comments here. What's going on here? I recommend wanging Tafo. I almost did versus Semenyo, but I'm going to hold off. I'm on wildcard, Rice plus and Bumo, or Saka plus and Die. It's got to be Rice and Bumo. It's got to be Rice and... I will ask the card. But for me, it's Rice and I mean, you can have Rice and Bumo, or you can have Ndai. I mean, come on. Surely the card's going to agree. Wow, the card disagrees. The card reckons you're better with Sucker and Ndai. I mean, what do I know if the card's telling you that? What are your thoughts on wildcard? Should I keep Alderete and Rogers or bring in Kukurea, hopefully a double, and Anderson midfielder? I think post this week, Anderson and Kukurea looks better. This week, I don't think it does. I'm doing Sucker, Foden, Sade to Bruno F, Rice, Rogers. Nice. Nothing wrong with those moves. Bench Mukiele, Van Heck, or Mane. Mane. This allows me to do a ride to Gabriel for next game week. Nice. Never used review. Very good. You don't want to. It twists your brain and you're never the same again. Ben, just look at Gary View. The proof's in the pudding, right? The proof's in the pudding. Bench Mane, Mukiele, or Van Heck. Mane. How heavy is one? I'm not going to be able to finish this stream at this rate. Hi, dude. How are you, buddy? Ray, Gabriel, Chalaba, Mukiele, Tarkovsky, Rice, Enzo, Bruno Fernandes, captain. Very nice. Rogers, Harlan, Ekatike, bench of Dubravka, Anderson, Jow. Nope. That starting 11's great. Start Van Heck or Mane. Van Heck. Should I fill Gahey or Cash? I'd probably be inclined to go with Cash over Gahey. Don't sub in your reserve goalkeeper as a striker on footy. It doesn't work. It can work, provided your miles up. I did it the other day and I scored with my reserve goalkeeper, but I would never start with them in the team. I only have one Arsenal asset, Gabriel. Am I cooked? No. You could get lucky. Munoz or Tarkovsky, who should I have? I feel like long term, it's actually Munoz. I feel like Munoz has the way higher ceiling. Tarkovsky is just a steady 4 points minimum most weeks. Mike Wanger's quite a heat map has been everywhere. Far out, guys. Settle down. Hippie, I love that comment. Alderete captain. Fair. My rank is currently 425k. I hope I can be top one in front of BCB. Yep, yeah, I reckon you're on track. I need my Jorginho Ruda to haul. My team this week for Bruggen, Gabriel, Timber, Chalaba, Cash, Bruno, Fernandes, Captain, Rice, Enzo, Wilson, Ekatike, and Harlan. Benches, Keller, Gahey, Krupi, Mutt. Looks very good. Bench, Bowen or Alderete. It's got to be Bowen for me. No way Van Heck stays at Brighton. He's pretty good, isn't he? He is pretty good. He's a very good attacker. Like, whenever Brighton are behind, they just chuck Van Heck forward and he gets an assist or a goal. It's insane. He's probably just as good as bloody Gabriel from set pieces and that when they go forward. I've had a bet on Wayne. You're all good, Abby. Good to see you in the chat, buddy. Is he flagged? I've got to check this out. Honestly, I've got the amount of comments coming in about this idiot. I've got to go and check him out. How do you spell his name? What's his name? How do you spell it? W. Why is he not showing up? Is it Chan? There he is. Chan. 5.6. 0.2% owned. What are the odds he bangs? What are the odds he bangs tonight? He's got 2 goals and 1 assist from 13 starts this season. His underlying numbers are atrocious. 0.18 XG per 90, and that's including the penalty obviously scored, and 0.08 expected assists. The gut feel is Huang bangs tonight. But there's no reasoning behind it. There's no reasoning to think that he's going to bang tonight, but I think he bangs. Power nap time. See you freaks soon. Love it. Did Watkins, Steven Ilson and Bruno Gita and Bruno for a hit? Yep, love it. Do you think Ekatike starts? Gut feel, probably, but I wouldn't be 100% certain. Tammy Abraham and Daniel Munoz will be the next bandwagons. They will be hippie. You're right. Chan, thank you very much. Can I survive this week with Ndai and Enzo Lafia in my team? Yes. I think you can. 100% you can definitely survive this week. Off we go to Wang we go. Done your bets today? No, I haven't yet. I'm going to do them after this this stream finishes. I was looking at it before. Like, some of the odds today are not very good. Actually, I put a bet on, right? And Colm, shout out to Colm if he's in the chat still. I put a $10 bet on Man United to win 5-1 tomorrow. It was paying $51 to 1. 51 to 1 that's paying that scoreline. 5-1. Imagine if I get that correct and I win 500, what is it? I'll win $5,000 off my $10 bet if that comes in. No, 500. $510 off the $10 bet. I tell you, if that comes in, I'm going to be like, Rob T, settle down, baby. Get T Unit to send you the correct score predictions. Wang Jablab. Any Wang leaks? Start to Wilson and Dye, Bowen and Jar Pedro. It's got to be Jar Pedro and probably in Dye. Huang, love you a long time. I think I'm slowly moving out of 200k. Love it. Love it. Thoughts on me doing Sucker and Bruno F, Foden to Rice and Sade Rogers, and it gives you the money to do it. I love it. That's pretty good. Huang is nicknamed. Huang is career worth the bull. Oh, man. I can't keep reading this shit out. Tough one. I think Wilson and even JP are in die. Their swang jokes are, oh, mate, I just can't keep up. I can't keep up. The thing is you wouldn't be able to do this on anyone else's stream, right? Like, people would just probably get you kicked out of the chat for doing it. It's just, I think it's hilarious. Haaland away. That's got to be the pick of the lot. Why not? What is there to say? Oh, no, you can't do it though. Huang is not a forward. He's a midfielder, right? He was a midfielder. Or have I lost the plot? Is he actually, hold on, is he forward or is he? He's a midfielder. He's a midfielder. Yeah, well, you'd have to do what am I doing here? You'd have to do 2 transfers in order to get him in, wouldn't you? It's rattled me. The Huang chat has rattled me. Oh, Jesus Christ. Tarkovsky, Creepy, or Tiago. Thanks, Big D. Big dog. It's got to be Tarkovsky. It's got to be Tarkovsky. Captain Rogers or Wirtz? Neither. You got it. Surely there's a better captain in your team than those two. Start 2. Chalobah, Munoz, Mukiele. I think you've got to start Chalobah and Mukiele. They've got way better chance at DC at minimum rather than anything else. Doing Haaland to Wang for a hit, I would be banned. Bruno to Wang then. Who's scoring the 5 goals for Man United? Bruno Fernandes of a hat-trick, Boomo of 2 goals and 2 assists for Mbeumo and a double assist for Bruno. Can you imagine if that happens? Imagine if that happens. I've got Bruno Fernandes captain. I'm inside the top million straight out the gate. Just from that one game, if that happened, and that prediction came in, which is just absurd. It's not going to happen. But if it happened, my God, would it be good? Huang in for the double game week. I've just made my moves quickly. See, this season, it's all been about, if you've waited until Friday to make your moves, you've lost out in team value. I don't hesitate. If there's a player I want to buy, and I want them, I will buy them before they rise. And I always sell players before they drop if it aligns with the player I want to buy. So, that, for example, this week I sold Bruno G before he dropped, and I bought Mbeumo before he rose, and I sold O'Reilly before he dropped and bought Jurrien Timber. Now, Jurrien Timber hasn't gone up, but he probably will in the next few weeks. Wang TC for that. Haaland to Brobby. I feel like Haaland to Brobby is probably the move because I don't think you can do Haaland to Wang, unfortunately. Captain Rogers or Wirtz, not interested. Okay, all right. If you had to pick from those two, I'd go Wirtz just because of the fact they're playing Newcastle post the Champions League, and Newcastle away from home post Champions League have been horrendous this season. So I think Liverpool score goals. I also think Newcastle will score goals as well. And I predicted a 3-0 scoreline in that game. Rice is also an option, yes. Enzo potentially could be an option as well. Hanging out in the chat. Start 2, Maguire, Munoz and Enzo. I would start Maguire and Enzo, I think, out of those 3. Trust me and Captain... Allison Dubravka, Gabriel Timber, O'Reilly, Tarkowski, Chalobah, Rice, Bruno Fernandes, Semenyo, Enzo, Wilson, Thiago, Haaland, João Pedro. Bench 4. You're benching Allison Becker, I think. I know it sounds ludicrous, but I think Newcastle score. I'd be benching O'Reilly, and I'd bench Thiago, and I'd bench Wilson, I think. Captain Ahmad, yeah, if you're feeling it. I bought Wang before he dropped it. I'm selling Haaland for... Oh, mate, you can't sell Haaland for Wang. Wang's a midfielder. Haaland's a forward. Oh, dear. And triple captaining. Mate, if someone does that and he bangs like a goal and an assist tonight, my God, that'll be the top... that'll be the bloke that finishes on top for the game week. I hope someone does it. Someone would have done it. Someone's 100% triple captained Wang tonight. It's going to happen, isn't it? We're going to look at the end of the 3 p.m. games, and Wang and whoever's triple captained him is going to be on top for the scores this week. It's just going to happen. I just know it. With all these jokes coming in, it's just going to happen. 1,200 rank. Captain Saka for the gains. I don't think Saka's a good captaincy shout. But I don't mind it. I don't mind the differential captain. I just don't think Saka's the one. I doubt many can fit Wang in their backline. Honestly, Wang could score a hat-trick against Bournemouth tonight. It's not completely outside of the realms of possibility because of the fact that it's Bournemouth and Bournemouth concede a lot of chances away from home. So it could definitely happen. I'm sure João Pedro is going to blank if Wang bangs. I wonder if Ryan will get some minutes for Bournemouth. Interesting. I think he does. I think that Ryan, whatever you want to call his name, there's another name I'm going to butcher every time I have to read it out, isn't it? It's just going to happen. He could be really good, to be honest. Saka is a selling shout, yeah. Watkins to Wang, that's a gain. It could be. Everybody Wang jump tonight. You need to get rid of the bench boost. 3 big hitters on the bench. It's not going to be better than that. But you look at my team. I've only got Mukiele that's a dud player, right? Actually, you guys raise a really good point. So Mukiele, realistically, I want to bench boost in either game week 27, 28, 29, or 30. What are the fixtures like then for Brentford? 27, Brighton at home, that's not bad. 28, Burnley away, that's also not bad. Man United, 28, Crystal Palace at home, nice. Arsenal. I mean, 28's Chelsea at home, isn't it? That's not an ideal fixture to be bench boosting with Chelsea and Arsenal assets. Will this end? Probably not. Ranking of force. I'm coming for the 1 million. Don't you worry. I am coming. Hopefully Rang will rise tonight. Will as they start? I think he will. Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest. Praying Enzo gets benched. I mean, he could easily get benched. I don't think Wang will play the whole match. Wang will get pulled off at half time. Yeah, he's pretty good for 70 minutes. Then he gets Wang off. Be great. Gang Wang going to back with you, Captain Gabriel. Yeah, I would captain Gabriel. He's definitely in the captaincy shout. I covered him in the top 8 captains. I think he's in the top 8. So the top 8 this week I had as Mbumo, Bruno, Cunha, Rice, Gabriel, Haaland, Semenyo, and Enzo Fernandez. They're the top 8 captains for me this week. So yeah, he was covered in that. Salah good captain over Bruno or Haaland if you're chasing points. I don't think many will be actually captaining Bruno Fernandes, if I'm being brutally honest with you. I think the majority will still be on Haaland tonight. That's my gut feel. I think you can make a lot of points by just captaining Bruno this week. I'll be using bench boost in 33 for the big double week, I reckon. See, the thing is, last season, the big double game week, the only player you could have on your bench that doubled was your goalkeeper. That was it. It was physically impossible to have anyone else that doubled in your teams last year. And I feel like that might be the case again. There's already a lot of Premier League teams that have been kicked out of the FA Cup. So if they continue like that, there is a chance that the double game week is actually very small. Because if a championship team gets there, that's going to be 2 less Premier League teams that can be blanking. So that's got to be taken into consideration. And at the moment, with the amount of Premier League teams that have already been kicked out, there's nothing to say that might not be the case. I saw him wanking in the moon last night. VAR checking. Thoughts of me doing sucker, phone, shout out. Yeah, I love it, mate. It's really good. For football and stuff, it's a great plan. Great plan, mate. Should I sell Wilson Frenzo? No. I've got no FOMO of not owning Enzo Fernandez. I bought Mbumo this week. I did not even consider buying Enzo. Gone in 60 ways. My bench boost looks very good for game week 27. Nice. After He-Chan's hat-trick, maybe we can hang out with him. Maybe. Think Andy has Bruno captain. Let's see if he holds that. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Andy loves Bruno probably more than I love Bruno. So that wouldn't surprise me. I feel like that's one thing that he does obsess about is Bruno Fernandes. And a very, very good reason why. The dude's an elite footballer. He's a very good FPL asset as well. Arsenal will concede, I'll be there. I mean, it could happen. Definitely could happen. Think I might create a separate FPL account next year just to captain one. Oh, mate. How much longer we got? 45 minutes. Then everyone's going to come back with the Wang jokes for the watch along, aren't they? Oh, Jesus. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun stream. I'm here for it. I think it's bloody brilliant. Wang better than Prime Messi. Probably is. He could do it in Stoke, can't he? Messi couldn't do it on a cold night in Stoke, could he? But Wang could. I'm doing 32 wildcard, 33 bench boost, 34 free hit. Very nice. The card is going to hold today. Yep, exactly. Whisper it quietly. Munoz has been very good, and I think he'll be very good. Here we go, Man United have agreed personal terms. Wang! Oh, mate. I don't know how I'd cope. It'd be like Xerxes all over again, potentially. But I think I'd enjoy it more because his name's cooler. The Wolves Paul will join the squad in February. The rise and fall of Wang, great FPL team. Debatable. What's the... Debatable. Wang's pulled out of his chance at a Celtic for a... Oh, you know what's brilliant about this stream? Is that if you watch it back, you can see all these comments come up on the screen. It's gonna, people are going like, what the hell's going on? Good Mongolian army stop. Oh, no one even wants to talk FPL. We just want to talk about Wang. I'd start Mane or Bowen. I'd start Bowen over Mane. Even though I've got Bowen on my bench, I just don't rate Mane. If it was Wang or Bowen, I'd say start Wang. Transfer Haaland out for Wang. Oh, for the sake of the pubcast glory. Wang or not to Wang, that's the question. Mate, even the Black Death couldn't stop Wang. Even though Spurs are City bogey opponent, I still somehow feel that like City will keep a clean sheet. Can I be? You could be right. 100% you could be right. What the Wang is going on, I don't know. Wang is going on. Start Nunes or Dallo? I'd start Nunes out of those two. I'd love to say Dallo, but let's be fair. Nunes is a better pick. But for real, Wang triple captain 26, no. When Roy Keane hurt Haaland, senior, I hate Wang jokes. Leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Start Watkins or Kevin Dewsbury Hall will take a -4. I'd start Kevin Dewsbury Hall. Actually, no, you know what I'd do? I'd start Watkins and have Kevin Dewsbury Hall first bench. Because Kevin Dewsbury Hall will 100% play. And if Watkins plays, then you get Watkins points instead of Kevin Dewsbury Hall's, which is probably better. And I thought the Wood jokes were Woody the Woodpecker. Good old Woody. I love Woody. I miss Woody. Good old Wood. I mean, he's stopped getting wood, hasn't he? That's half his problem this year. He's just got no wood left to give. Wang has a good tackle close to DC a few times this season. He does. Benching Dallo is not allowed. To Wang or not to Wang? That is the appeal question. Wang watching with the D unit. Did a -4 for Evan Ilson, but not sure it's all right. Yeah, I'm not sold on Evan Ilson. I just feel like he's been such an inconsistent player this season that it's hard to sit there and get excited about him. It's much easier to get excited about Wang than it is Evan Ilson. Why did I captain Dallo before? Because I thought he was the best captain that week. It turned out that he actually wasn't the worst because Haaland did exactly the same as Dallo that week. Mate, I'm going to get shut down. They're not going to show my YouTube content there anymore, are they? Wood can't stay healthy. Brace for the Wang. Darius, would you actually consider writing a letter to FPL with me to remove DEFCONs? Mate, I'd be more than happy to write some writers a pointing letter. I can't stand the DC contributions. I have no excitement. I mean, obviously I get the points. I'm like, well, whoop-de-doo, I get an extra 2 points, whatever it is. I don't enjoy watching the game looking for DCs, and they can't count them correctly. They can't put them in the game correctly. Bruno Fernandes, how he never got him in that game, it still beggars belief how he did not get those DC points in that game. And he clearly got the ball. It was either an interception or a ball recovery. It doesn't matter which way you want to call it. It was one of the two of them, and both of them weren't counting. He got 2 in the last minute, and it never got added. That was the day I gave up on DC. Because that was just so obvious that if you can't count that, what the hell are you actually counting? And then, like, sometimes I look at it and, like, I watch some games and all of a sudden someone says, oh, they're on 9 DC. I was like, what? I've not seen that in the game. And then all of a sudden they are. It's madness. Absolute madness. Is a boomer worth a -4 for Elliot Anderson? Probably not. Any team news on Man City leaks? Not that I'm aware of at the moment. Apparently, Sanchez. You're a little injured. I like that. The slogan for the new Who Wants to Wait Forever? Harry this week. Mate, I do not count him at all. Do you have a strong 11 like you? On my bench is Dubravka, Rogers, Bowen, and Thiago. I want a bench person. I have 1 free transfer. So swap Thiago for a forward punt. Your advice? I'd just play Thiago, mate. I would not be swapping Thiago unless it's. I wouldn't swap him. I know that Brentford's fixtures the next 3 are crap, right? Like, you don't have to tell me. Like, Aston Villa away, Newcastle away is probably not that bad, and then Arsenal at home. I'm not expecting anything from Thiago the next 3 weeks. He's firmly on the bench for me the next 3 weeks. If he scores points on the bench, he scores points on the bench. I don't think he's actually going to do anything for me on the bench the next 3 weeks. Anti-FPL review on this channel. Yep, exactly. We should all buy Wang and captain him. We'll be the Wang Kings. Great, Peter. I just hate DC's contribution to the game. Can't be conceded. Oh, no. How Romero got 11 points last week is just criminal. I mean, he conceded twice to Burnley. Virgil van Dijk got 9 points and conceded 3 goals to Bournemouth. And defenders should not be getting that amount of points if they're crap. Like, if they're in a crap team, they should just... We're rewarding shitness. That's what we're rewarding. We're rewarding shitness. I'd Mukili start Verbruggen or Dubravka. Verbruggen. I don't know. I don't know how he went from 7 to 12. As I said, I just don't understand how they count him. They make it up as they go along. I'm very much convinced about this. Yeah, exactly. FPL need to keep the game week open for longer for the last games. Yeah. It's like they need to close it the day after, isn't it? It's stupid. It's actually stupid. I gave one DC in game week 5. My Lacroix went from 9 to 11, but they didn't have enough time. Yeah, that is what the problem is with the game. That's really what it's funny though. So an AFL, right? AFL fantasy, they use Opta stats as well, right? So like quite often post games they'll add a tackle or they'll add a hand pass and you get an extra 2 points or whatever because you get points for hand passes, kicking the ball, marking the ball, whatever. That is always finalised within the last hour of the last game on Sunday. Like, they don't update games post 1 hour after the game's happened. Like, those updates happen within half an hour of the game finishing. That's how FPL should be. If it can't update those things within half an hour of the game finishing, just get rid of it, because obviously the system is no good. Or you need to improve the system or pay money to improve it, whatever it is. Yeah. Come on, Watkins starting, is he? Have you got a boom? Virgil was, yeah, it was a war crime. People say it's brought more players. It hasn't. You know what actually brought more players into the game? The assistant manager chip last year. They won't come out in a minute, but it boosted engagement through the roof. The players from, I think, year on year increased by about 800,000 players off the back of the AM chip. It's just the big dogs in the cartel didn't like it. That's why it's not there anymore, unfortunately. Yeah, exactly. Cheap strikers on fantasy. I know. That's the problem. I'd rather play this season, unfortunately, and it's taken me forever to get my head around it. You're better off playing a defender over an attacker. Why? Because they're probably going to get 4 points and the attacker's going to get 2. It's stupid. It's not. It definitely has made the game less fun this season, and I feel like the points in general across the board are way lower than last year. Like, I was averaging about an extra 20 points a game week last season compared to this year. What is the point of playing a game using stats only? It's a bit of a joke. Exactly. The fun of this is the eye test. Yeah, exactly. Your defense looks strong until Wangs comes along. They always take DC away from her. I've worn out by simply too much Wang. Would you still start bowling over Mane, even though I have... okay. If you've got double Chelsea defense like me, you're probably starting Mane. Yeah. That's why I'm benching Bowen, is because I'm playing double Chelsea defense. Otherwise, I'd play Bowen. I love that someone's just changed their name to that. That's absolutely brilliant. Mark Southerns, 2 vanilla. Yeah, he didn't like the assistant manager chip at all, Mark Southerns. And now he's working for FPL. It's not a surprise it disappeared when he started working there. Wang passes the eye test. He does. Looks pretty good on camera, I believe. Don't blame Mark. Yeah, I feel last year was just more points in the game. Last year was just more points in the game in general. And they claimed that double the chips and adding the DC would equal more points. It's actually not equal more points at all. I actually think it's also got a lot to do with the way the Premier League's evolved this year. If you watch the football week in, week out, the Premier League this year is not a good league to watch. The attacking football, it's like the players have become so arithmetic. Is that the word I'm looking for? I'm not sure. Or so robotic, maybe, that the creativity's gone out of the game, and it's much easier for defenses to get on top. I think that's half the issue as well. So who scores more, Saka or Rice in Game Week 24? Ask the card. Rice, Saka. Rice. Haaland, Bowen, Thiago, and a bench boost. Who would you rather swap for this week's bench boost? I don't know. I feel like the answer is probably Thiago, but I wouldn't sell him. I feel like both of them are actually quite possible getting returns on the bench this week. I'm very concerned about my bench just going absolutely ballistic this week. Very concerned about it as well. Because if they score, obviously my double Chelsea defence is in the complete and utter crapper. And Bowen's in the nuclear, isn't he? I want manual subs. Manual subs and captains will be mint. Like, that can't be that hard to implement. Like UCL Fantasy and all these other ones do it. Why can't FPL? I voted 2 because I don't count Goooooooooooo as an asset. How do you, could Man United go against all the... they could. I put money on Man United to win the league this week. 50 to 51. No, that was 50 to 1. That bet. Wang in the chat, celebrating Tarkowski equaliser for us. Oh, mate, that was so... I mean, that Tarkowski goal last season was the stuff of legend. I've not celebrated a goal that much in my entire life that wasn't for Man United. Oh, that was so much fun. And just betting against the cartel and their slot picking. It was fun. That was fun. That was definitely my favourite part of last season. And I had a lot of good moments last year. I had Bruno Fernandes, blank game week 29, captain, 17 points. I had Phil Foden's 5 weeks of glory in my team. Literally, only for 5 weeks last year. It was the 5 weeks of glory. Please help me out with a starting decision. Should I start Thiago or Canade? Thiago. We're lucky to support teams that don't rely on step. Yeah, exactly. Could Man United... Yeah, they could. Maybe 12 DC for forwards is 4 mids. Yeah, fair. I'm 20k overall, thinking Haaland captain's still a safe option. Yeah, it's safe. It's definitely safe. Most people are still going to captain him, aren't they? Is it me or FPL? Harry is so clueless. I don't necessarily... They are very wedded to their analytics. That's all I'll say about them. I don't think they actually watch that much football, if I'm being honest. They watch the highlights probably on Match of the Day, and that's about it. I watch all the games. I'm worried because someone has Sucker, and I'm going, right, Sucker is looking dangerous too for a hole. Yeah, fair. Do you could Man United... Yeah. Yes, definitely go against the odds. I feel like I've read that 4 times now. Yes, we can definitely go against the odds. Wang has multiple routes to points. Yes, he does. Starting tonight, big haul incoming. Scoring 3. Yes, Wang, get in. Hale's a differential this week. He could be. I'm personally going for Mbeumo captain this week. Don't mind that as well. That's a pretty good shout. My reasoning being Foden 17 Yep. By playing, yeah, that's very fair. Arsenal the best team, hence most teams try to copy them. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Bang on. Very good point. 66-1 for Man United to win the league. Yeah, I missed out then. I got it at 55, I think, to 1 or whatever it was. Go to saying Bold, but I want to gamble on JP starting and have Chalba 2 yet fair. I have Tarkowski I put 10 on 66-1. Very nice. Have boys managed the last season as an Everton fan. That was the most FPL fun I had. I can see Bruno lifting the trophy already. Thoughts on Palmer? So can I. Thoughts on Palmer captain? I wouldn't be doing it. I don't even know if he starts. I have no faith in Cole Palmer at all. Great player. I have no faith in his body and his ability to play multiple minutes and multiple games in a short space of time. Thoughts on bench boost to Bravka, Gay, Cash, and Thiago? It's not a bad bench boost. Is Wang all worn out? Potentially. Good morning, Dean. Guess who will prove you wrong about selling Haaland? I'm here for it. Hi, Dean. Considering to bring Harry Maguire next week. He's on the agenda. Mukiele might become a different defender next week for me. Or it's either going to be that. Depending on how Wirtz goes tonight. If Wirtz goes well tonight, he probably hangs around. He survives another week. Otherwise, it might be Mukiele to someone else next week. 50-1 for a reason. Yes. Because we're going to win. Choose one. Rahi, Luke, or Murat. Not answering that question. So far, Jorginho got me 11 points from 2 starts, so I guess that's all right. Which app website do you use to place your bets? Just use Sportsbet over here in Australia. Considering to bring Harry Maguire next week, your thoughts? Love it. I'm weighing up Harry Maguire for Mukiele next week. If Wirtz bangs this week, I might keep him and just do Mukiele to Maguire. Slab it into the team for that 15-pointer that's loading against Spurs. I mean, Spurs don't defend set pieces very well, so Harry Maguire could go mega against Spurs the following game week. Can I make a rule? JP is John Paul Van Heck, not João Pedro? Yeah, fair. I'll try and remember that. Fresh like Schumacher. I might even revert to Saka captain. I'm worried Madueke could come. Yeah, that is the problem with Arsenal. Like, you just don't know how many minutes they're going to get. That's the issue. Any leaks this week? None that I've seen or been sent so far. I might not just sell Palmer to Bruno now, buy Palmer back in 26 and Chelsea get a bit of a rest. What's happening, Dean? I'm contemplating bringing in Rice and Foden, but it would be for -4. What do you reckon? I've taken a -4 this week to get rid of City assets. So, I mean, I sold O'Reilly for Timber for a -4. I feel like Foden to Rice is a very similar move. So if I did it, why not? Why not? Right, we've got half an hour now to the deadline. It's currently 9 o'clock, which means the deadline will pass in exactly half an hour's time. So make sure that you have got your team saved and you're ready to rock and roll before you get back into the Wang chat. Wonder if South Park got a difficult team tonight. We've got third place in the league, so need to make. Hopefully the boys show up. Can't afford another drop point. I mean, like, I drew with the second place team. That's why South Park aren't on top. I don't know how that happened. I conceded like 4 goals all season and conceded 4 in one game. It was like the game was against me. It didn't want me to win. Didn't want me to go through unbeaten again. Well, a complete like perfect record again this year. CBC, Wang will know if there is. Do you get Foden O'Reilly or Ahmad and Maguire a roll? Can't get to Bruno. I'd probably roll. You know what, stuff? No, I'd do it. I'd bring in Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire's going to monster Anderson. I can picture it already tomorrow. Bruno Fernandes corner off the left-hand side. He floats it into the box. Anderson's there, thinks he's getting it, and Harry Maguire rises above him, hits it with that big fat head. 1-0 Manchester United. You can picture it already. I heard to start out Casemiro, Watkins, Wilson, Bowen. Mind you, I have Chalobah in defence. If you got Chalobah, you're benching Bowen. You're just benching Bowen. Captain Wang. No Mpumo captain, no nightmare. I'm sticking with what I had at the beginning of the week. Last week I had Wilson captain, and then I changed my mind later in the week and made Tarkowski captain. This week, at the beginning of the week, I had Bruno captain. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just going Bruno captain. Petrovic over Bruggen to start. I'd start for Bruggen. Bruno captain have chickened out from putting on an Ahmad, but Man United would be beautiful if that came in. Exactly. If only Wang played in the same era as David Seaman. No longer having wet dreams, nightmares here. I want to play Thiago or Wilson. You think they could be better than Tarkowski or Mukiele? No. I'd start Wilson over Bowen. I believed all up until Maguire got a header on target. And sort of start red wine and bench lager for the watch along. I think I'd bench the red wine and start the lager. Captain Evan Nilsson, not for me. Wang has been training hard and now has a groin issue. Oh, they just keep getting better. How can they keep getting better? How have we not run out of these things yet? They just keep coming back. Thiago, Evan Nilsson, Creepy, Abraham, Brobby, Mane. Who do you think will score the most this week? Out of that lot, Brobby. Nightmare's got him as his differential this week in the Pubcast League, and I've got him in the one-week punts for the forwards. I think Brobby will return against Burnley. Pretty confident. Would be nice if DCL ruined the Gooners title. I mean, I'd be here for it anyway. It is. A few people have mentioned that Nightmare, bench boost worthy. Yeah, it also could end up flopping. It's just one of them weird ones. It could be really good. It could be bad. I also wonder if I should start Petrovic over Bruggen. Ivan Dye starting. If you got in Dye starting, If you got in Dye starting, I'd be leaning towards Petrovic. But Petrovic provides me with no faith. No faith at all watching him. How's it wanging D unit? Pretty good, buddy. Bench 1, Anderson, Forest versus Crystal. Oh, yep, Barry, Thiago, or Wilson. Bench 1. Thiago. I think it'll be an Mbumo corner delivery, floats to Maguire, then Seshko tap. Mate, either way, Harry Maguire's getting something in here. Start Tarkowski or Hill. It's got to be Tarkowski. Tarkowski 4-point king. Hill, Wang's going to score tonight. Wolves are going to score. Wang, there's been so much Wang chat in the chat today. If he doesn't score tonight, someone needs to go and sack him. That Wolves should Sack him. If he doesn't deliver the business tonight, after all this hype for the last 2 hours, he needs to be shown the exit door and said he can be never welcomed Wang back again. He will never go away. It's hard to ignore when it's right in your face. There'll never be an end for Wang. I should have gone Ballard in for the differential game. Bit frustrated, didn't do a bit. Yeah, I actually think Brobby's really good. I think that Brobby, I could see Brobby getting at least a goal, which puts him potentially at 9 points. That's pretty good. He could even get more. I mean, it is Burnley. It's Burnley. Burnley concede goals off set pieces. Feeling for shots in the box. I know I'm just hoping for a one-off masterclass of Petrovic of like a... Honestly, it could. I mean, Wang could easily miss a penalty, right, to Petrovic. That's definitely on the agenda. Start two of DCL, Wilson, Foden, O'Reilly. I would start Wilson and O'Reilly out of that lot. It pains me saying not to play Foden, but the man is just bang out of form. He's just completely gone off the boil. And like, I was so hot on him. I bought him in for the start of the amazing run, and I just wish I'd sold him when he first blanked, because he's gone completely off it. Completely off it. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know if it's like, I feel like that year when he won Player of the Year, the PFA Player of the Year, he was so consistent, and since then he has these purple patches for about 6 weeks, and he does absolutely nothing for what feels like forever. Can you check the odds for Wang to score? I can, actually. Sack Foden off for Mbumo to get the double up like you've seen. Yep, very nice. Senesi brace incoming. Start Hill or Croupy? I would start Croupy out of those two. Croupy, Bowen or Senesi, bench two. Bowen and Croupy. Hello, how are you, buddy? I got rid of Gahey, and brought in Timber. Nice. Q, a massive risk bottle job and C. Honestly, I am concerned that Leeds score tonight, because I've obviously moved out O'Reilly and a -4 for Timber, so I need Leeds to just have an off night, and hopefully Arsenal will get back on track with a little bit of luck. That's hopefully the key there. Oh, what was I looking at? Hwang odds. Who to pick between Verbruggen and Dubravka? I would pick Verbruggen. Hwang rarely misses a target. Hi, Dean. For me, you are the best FPL CON. Thanks, mate. I enjoy these streams. The live chat's always way better, and it's particularly when my thing's not doing any buffering it, which always, oh my God, I won money! What has happened here? D-Units want some money from a bet I put on this morning. That's what I'm talking about. I won two multis this morning. So I put a $5 bet on a Detroit Pistons Golden State Warriors and won $130 from $5. I was like, oh my God, I've got money in my account. And then I've won $60 from 5 on the Brooklyn Nets Utah Jazz multi I placed. Well, we're on. We are on. I mean, that's unlucky. I've been on the NBA today. I mean, the Cleveland Cavaliers one, unfortunately, that one's void because Craig Porter Jr. didn't play. Otherwise, I would have won that bet as well. If I hadn't included him in that multi, I would have won about $400 this morning when I was asleep. How good's that? All right. Let me have one. Now we've loaded up with a bit of extra money that I did not anticipate. Let's have a look at the Hwang odds because it must be on today. All right, let's have a look. Where are we at? EPL matches. What's he paying? Wolves versus Bournemouth. Wolves are actually, the odds on this are really interesting. So it's Bournemouth at $2.30 favourites, Wolves at $3, and it draws $3.40. Now, anytime goal scorer, Hwang's only paying $3.75. He's not even worth putting money on. He's not even worth putting money on. This is the Wang blessing. I can't believe I just opened my betting app up and I was up that much money. I was like, what has happened here? I mean, that's brilliant. That's my money for the weekend. That's my money for my alcohol this weekend, folks. Fantastic stuff. Start Wilson or Bowen? I would start Wilson over Bowen. Yep. Bet unit. Do you think Wang starts, he'll finish or get pulled off after? I don't think he lasts 90 minutes. Thiago or Raul, I would go... I think I'd play Thiago. Why do you have Bart Simpson when you always mock him? Just because I love his name. I have no faith in Bart at all. His IXG, that Wang. Go straight. I did. I put a bet on Man United to win 5-1, Murat. You want to know how much money I'm going to make if that comes in? So I had these bonus bets, right? So I put a bonus bet on Man United to beat Fulham 5-1. It's paying $41. If that bet comes in, I'm making $200 straight out the gate. D on I'll get a bet on Wang. NBA D unit. I know, I did pretty well with the NBA this morning, let's be fair. How often does FPL review fail? Pretty weekly. I mean, weekly probably. Bet on United to win 5-1. I did. I did. I bet on it. If I could show you this bet live on screen, I bet. I'll actually share it in the WhatsApp group. If you're not in the WhatsApp group, Murat's going to drop it in there because I know he's in the chat at the moment. Drop the link in there, Murat, for the group chat. I will whack this bet in there. I put money, $5 on Man United to beat Fulham in a bonus bet that I had in my account. And if that comes in, I'm making $200 off that bet. I've got a feeling this might be our year. I don't know why I've lost the plot. D-Unit's lost the plot 100%, but until it gets crushed, I'm believing. Robot Captain Bruno Fernandes Vice, changed my mind. Honestly, I'd rather Bruno Fernandes is going to return against Fulham. I'm not convinced Haaland does. But then again, I've not been captaining Haaland a lot this season, unlike a lot of people. So maybe maybe my thinking about that is just different. Yeah, I did. I bet that. Am I mad for contemplating getting Salah back in? No. I've contemplated it. I have a bet on Wang. It's a great tip. I actually think I might. A man wins money even when that's just jokes that I actually won that. I was like, when I opened it up, I was like, why have I got so much money in here? And then I looked at the bet. I actually forgot I put those bets on this morning. That's really annoying. So the Cavs and Suns one would have made me another $70, but old mate didn't play, so they voided the bet, even though everything else came in green. I hate when they do that. They should just pay it out anyway. Stupid. Score prediction is 5-1 in Excel. Yep. Wang to score a double. If Wang scores a double, you know what? That actually might be paying a bit of money. What is Wang paying to score 2.5 to over 2 goals? That actually might be worth the bet. Just as an absolute rogue bet. Where's the goal markets? Goal scorer markets, that's what I need, isn't it? Goal scorer markets, where are we at? Goal scorer markets. To score 2 or more goals, Huang is paying $19 to score 2 or more. What's he to score a hat-trick? A Huang hat-trick is $201. 201, I mean, what are the odds? I mean, the odds are 201 to 1. Those are the odds, D-Unit, you idiot. It's 201 to 1. I mean, the odds are he's probably not going to do it. But then there's the off chance, there's a 201 to 1 chance that he bangs a hat-trick. I can't do it. That's just stupidity, isn't it? You sell Brung for a -4. No. Delulu unit, but I honor your braveness. Thank you very much, Major. Fortunek and TK to Palmer for a hit. No. I've heard, Nightmare, someone came on here earlier and was, apparently there's been some chatter about the fact that Palmer's not even going to be playing today. I just don't think, I think Ekatike has a lot more chance of getting you points. If you want to captain someone that's not Haaland, I'd captain Ekatike. I mean, I know he's playing Newcastle and that makes it hard, but Newcastle after Europe are not very good, and they're not very good away from home either. I know that sucks to hear, but it's a bit like Man United when they were under Amarin. They were crap, but I feel like Newcastle after Europe are not very good normally. I'm going to get multiple shots in the box, 100%. 201 only. I know, mad, isn't it? They must think it's half a chance. Start one. Maybe it's all you idiots voting on, betting on it that's bringing the odds down. Start one, Richards, Dewsbury Hall, Sabozlai. Dewsbury Hall. You aim $5 just to do it for 5 hatching Wang. It's Wang. Wang bang. Wang for president. The odds are as high as Liverpool winning the league. I mean, there's more odds. I actually think there's a higher percentage chance of Wang scoring a hat-trick tonight than Liverpool winning the league. I think we can put a line through them this season. I laugh a lot. Bet responsible. Yes, bet responsible. I'm not condoning betting. Make Wang great again. Have Bowen, Wilson and Ahmad keep changing my mind who to bench. Yeah. I'm just not looking at my team because the more if I look at it, I get concerned about the bench. So I'm just not looking at it. I'm just reading the comments. I'm forgetting that my team is there. Any leaks or major news today? Not that I'm aware of. I haven't read anything. I haven't been sent anything by my boys either. Can't be Captain Ikatia. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he does. You've got Bruno though, Nightmare. Hold on. Where is Nightmare's team? Let me have a look. Have you made a transfer this week? I'll take the 21 off so people forget that that's what you got last week. Are you going to play Mukiele this week? You're going to play Tarkowski, Gabriel, Timber. I'd imagine you're going to play Henderson. And then you got Bruno, Rice. Have you made a transfer? I think I'd just captain Bruno, if I'm being honest. Semenyo versus Ikatike for captain. I'd go Semenyo captain. If you want a huge green arrow, go from Haaland to Creepy and then start Bowen and Wirtz does mad. Any Wang leaks? Hi, mate. Graham for Ahmad and O'Reilly for A. Jimenez. Gordon for Ahmad. You mean Ahmad for Gordon and Jimenez for O'Reilly? I'm guessing that's what you mean. If that's correct, I don't mind the moves. I think they're quite differential, to be honest, which is quite nice. Yeah, back to my team there. 11 minutes to the deadline. Give or take. Wang going to score 4. Mate, if Wang score, you can't even bet on him to score 4 goals because it's that ridiculous. Senesi safe to transfer in. Still concerned about the no transfer yet. Okay. And is he captaining Haaland? Of course he's captaining Haaland. Bloody review merchants, the lot of them. They got no balls, that lot. Bruno blanks this week. Don't know. Oh, Mr. Steeler, thank you very much, buddy. Most unique FPL player out there. Hope to see you hit the top 1 million. Too bad Chelsea are making top 4. No, you know. Thank you very much, my friend. Much appreciated. I'm glad you're enjoying the content. And yeah, thank you to everyone that does obviously support. Every like, every watch, it goes a long way. And it is very much appreciated. Even though I might not be humble about Man United, I'm very humble when it comes to the fact that I enjoyed that. I'm very well supported by my community. Dang, Andy betrayed Bruno and Captain Haaland. Of course, he did think I'm just rolling. Same team as you had up, but Mukiele instead of Hall. Yeah, fair. That's actually a pretty good thing. 1-0 Fulham, Wilson goal. That's where the smart man is going. Honestly, what is that paying? I have to look what that is because I might do the opposite. I might go the $5, 5-1, and then $5, 1-0 Fulham with a Wilson winner. That's going to be paying a fair bit as well, I reckon. Start Ekatika Alterete. Worried about Ekatike's minutes. Yeah. I think you start Alterete because I feel like if you own a Sunderland defender, this is the week you're playing him. Like, it's Burnley at home. If you're not playing him this week, you might as well not own him in your team. So I think that, yeah. Yeah, I know, fan. I'm happy to roll Bruno. I'm all in. I'm all in on Man United. Let the deluded unit be deluded. If it leads him to glory, it leads him to glory. If it leads me to the path of ruin, it leads me to the path of ruin. But I'm here for it. I'll own it regardless. But I'm going to be deluded this week. Isn't Bruno the highest captain pick in the top 100k? I don't know. I wouldn't have thought so. Start Mukiele, Timber or Chalobah. Wow. That's a really tough call. I think I'd start Mukiele over those other two. It makes no sense because they're playing for Sunderland, but I think that's just what I'd do. Let's talk FPL. Switch to Haaland captain. Of course he did. Could do Bruno G to Rodgers and bench Garner, but not sold on Rodgers. Yeah, Rodgers is one. Rodgers is a bit like Wilson. Just massively overperforms the data, but they do seem to be just in that kind of a season where they're just banging in returns from nothing really. Start 2 out of Timber, Munoz and Senesi. I would start Munoz and Senesi just. Rice over Wilson, really, yes. Rice is on all the set pieces, right? Like, if Arsenal score, Rice is probably involved in some description. Why am I not bench boosting? I just don't think this is the right week for it. If I score 30 points this week, I'll happily own it on Monday and say I should have just pressed the button because so many people said I should have. But I'm not going to do it. I took out Wilson from Boomer and captain him. Tough choice, but did it very nice. Have a point. Dundallo to James Hill. Sexy. I think this might be the week Bruno blanks. Could be. I don't see it, though. Raya, Dubravka, Gabriel, Tark, Van de Ven, Chalobah, Senesi, Foden, Minte, Anderson, Rice, Wilson, Thiago. Yeah, I mean, that's the obvious move. There's not even a reason to really think about it. Foden to Bruno Fernandes is definitely the move this week. I can see an Arsenal backlash coming. I could also see that. I may Esteval or Ahmad for Cherky, already have Enzo. Honestly, I'd probably play Cherky this week over that lot. I think he starts against Spurs. I actually think he's a better asset as well, particularly if he starts. Wilson versus Bruno G versus Lacroix. Who should I start? Wilson. So who was it said about Bruno blanking? So this is Bruno's returns like since he's even. So he obviously only played he only got 1 point against Aston Villa because he obviously played 45 minutes. Since he's been back, 5 points, 10 points, 7 points. Prior to that injury game, 13, 18, 4, 11, 2. His last blank was against Everton back in game week 12. 5, 5, 4, 8. And then game week 7. The dude is considering that he hasn't even been playing in the number 10 until the last 3 weeks or whatever it is, he's been unbelievably good value, like in terms of returning consistently. I think he's just a no-brainer. I think he goes big this week. I really do believe that. I think Man United wiped the floor of Fulham. And I think if that happens, Bruno's just going to go massive, isn't he? I mate, Esteval, yeah, I still think I keep Cherky, I think there. I drove the funds for Foden to Bruno Fernandes. Who should I downgrade? How much money are you short? I think I'd get rid of Van de Ven and move him to someone that's cheaper to get the required money, I think. I don't know how much money you need, but that's potentially what I'd look at. Provided it's only like within 0 and 0.5. Dubravka or Bart Simpson? Bart Simpson. I hate it when copies me tempted to go with Semenyo captain now and see how much chaos that causes. Andy Harry interrupted 10 minutes ago. Yeah, I honestly think that if I had Semenyo and I was thinking about captaining a City player this week, I would captain Semenyo over Haaland. But I've no interest in captaining a City player anyway. I know Spurs have been crap, but there's a reason why they are Man City's kryptonite, because they don't often play very well against them. So I suppose we'll have to wait and see how it gets on tonight, isn't it? It's hilarious having a game losing while being up a player due to an early self-inflicted red card. Play one, Richards or O'Reilly. I think Spurs score, so I'm going to say Richards. Who should I buy for 7.5 under? In where? Which position? I'm assuming this is the midfield. I was looking at this myself earlier today. 7.5. I like Kevin Sade in 3 weeks. I think he's dropping tonight from 7.1 to 7. I quite like him as a pick. Yeah, I think Nightmare smokes 21 points this week. I'd be shocked if he didn't. I'd be absolutely shocked if he didn't. I need 0.3 million. Oh, yeah, easy. Yeah, you can just do, you can bring in Alderete for Van de Ven, and that probably gives you the money, I'd suggest. Let's end that poll now and see what ended up coming up with. High chance of Bruno hauling since he didn't. Yeah, exactly. Play Van de Ven or Richards. Virgil van Dijk, Richards. Newcastle scored tonight. I'm pretty confident Newcastle scored tonight. Ekitike or João Pedro. Far out. It's a bit of a bad bunch, isn't it? I'm going to hazard a guess and say Ekatike. Midfield, yeah. 7.5, yeah. I'm not sure. Kevin Sade is pretty good. I don't mind him for 7 mil. Otherwise, it's a lower price. Declan Rice is the best one, 7.4. Or has he risen to 7.5 today? Either way, he's definitely the best, 7.5 and under. Sanchez or Roofs? If you've got Roofs and Sanchez, you're playing Roofs this week, I think. Enzo, you should play Thiago over Tark. Yeah, nah. Info from decent source, Eze starts over Odegaard, not hugely FPL relevant, no. Captain Lafie, if you're feeling brave and you're feeling it, why not? Alderete, yeah, Alderete should be fine. All right, we've got about 5 minutes till the deadline and 3 minutes till that timer, well, just under 3 minutes till that timer runs out. We're very close to the deadline now. Make sure your teams are locked. Let's ask the card. Wilson versus Wirtz. And the card has sided with Wirtz on field. There we go. That makes the decision very nice. I was like, that will throw a little bit of a spanner in the works if it tells me to do the other. But if the card's backing in the Wirtz over the Wilson, I'm backing in the Wirtz over the Wilson as well. Bench Gahey or Thiago? I feel like I'm benching Gahey there. The thing about Spurs and City is Spurs have a good record at City, but City have a good record at Spurs. Yes, that is correct. You are right about that, Peter. Yeah, that does happen to be the case now that I think about it. Spurs are really good at the Etihad. I don't know why that is. You would think that doesn't make much sense, does it? But yeah, it's just mad. Back at 3, lovely. Yes, we'll be back at 3. 3 minutes time, and then we're off till 3. I'm going to go and make some late night dinner, and then we'll be happy days. I really dislike when they have the late game on a Saturday. I'd rather the early kickoff, 3 p.m. games, and then the 5:30 game. When they've got an 8 p.m. game on a Saturday, it just sucks. Completely ruins my sleeping patterns. Bastards. They're not very thoughtful at FPL. I'm sorry, they're not very thoughtful at the Premier League. They're not thinking about these poor slobs over here in the other side of the world having to stay up to stupid o'clock to watch the games. Locked and loaded, boys. Good luck all. Good luck, Matty. 3 minutes to go. I mean, 55 seconds of that timer runs out, but you've got another 2 minutes post that. Why no one going Martinez in goals? I know. I actually think that if I had spare transfers, I'd 100% bring Martinez in goal. The problem is he has been a little bit injury prone this year, though, which is not ideal. When he's missed a few games this season, which is unusual for him. Which chicken should I make? Pesto or peri-peri? Peri-peri. I'm actually going to make some chicken with potato salad in a minute. I've got some honey, I think it's some honey mustard chicken breast steaks I'm going to fry up, and then you have it with a bit of potato salad. Looking forward to that. Quite hungry now. Bench 3, Senesi, Minte, Rice, Bowen, Thiago, Wilson, Anderson. Minte. It's probably Minte, Thiago, and Bowen. That's I think what I would do. Martinez isn't reliable because he misses random games. Yeah, exactly. Will you ever visit Malaysia? Yes. I'll definitely visit. My missus just been there. She's just visited Kuala Lumpur. She's back on Tuesday. But she was in Kuala Lumpur 3-4 days ago for a couple of nights. I'm holding Sade for this week and did Enzo in for Jorginho. Nice. Any watch longs today? Yes, we'll be back at 3 p.m. See you then. The way you said bastards. My team locked in. Roofs, Gab, Timber Chalaba, Richards, Bruno F, Captain, Rice, Enzo, Anderson, Haaland, Ekatike, bench to Bravka, DCL, Bruno G, Virgil, Van de Ven. Nice. I'm just checking up. Yeah, I was just checking. I've actually saved my team because that'd be a bit embarrassing if I hadn't. Watch along for the Fulham reality check to 100%. You better believe we'll have the Man United versus Fulham game. We'll be having the Wilson watch on the bench. And, I mean, you never know. Jurien Timber might not make the game, right? And he doesn't play against Leeds. And all of a sudden, Wilson's off the bench. So it could be happy days. but we'll just have to wait and see, I suppose. What time is it now at your place? It's bang on 9:30, so which means the deadline should have just ticked over. 9:30 at night. I'm debating on who to bench between Ekateke and Thiago. My gut says Thiago. What could go wrong exactly? Modem worked fine. Did you rest him or rest? I rebooted it before I started just to make sure. So yeah, I'll probably do the same thing before I start the watch along as well. Love the what are the odds shout just after reading the odds out. Liverpool 4 in the morning for you. I know. I'm on the lock-in as well afterwards. I'm going to go to bed at like 8 a.m. in the morning. I'm going to sleep until the afternoon. That's just, yeah. Unfortunately, as I said, I really dislike the late games on a Saturday. I don't mind it when it's like midweek because you can go to sleep and then wake up for it. But when the other games are on before, obviously I want to watch all the football. So that is a little bit annoying. But, it is what it is. It is what it is. Anyways, on that note, folks, thank you very much for tuning in. For those people that sent me a super chat, thank you very much as well. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the content. I'll be back for the live watch along, hopefully cooking some points at 3 p.m. this afternoon, where I'm going to start off the game week with Timber, Gabriel, and Rice. And I'm missing someone. No, just those 3 players straight out the... Oh, no, and Tarkowski, sorry. 4 players straight out the gate at 3 p.m. Then we've obviously got Chalobah Sanchez at the 5:30 p.m. game. They've got Wirtz at 8 p.m. tonight. And then obviously we've got the Bruno Fernandes captain along with Mbumo against the Fulham crew tomorrow. Yes, last minutes of the stream right now, Murat, mate. I've got to go and eat some food. Captain Morgan, spiced gold. If so, buy one. All right. Thank you very much, folks. I'll see you all very shortly. Keep your eye out. I haven't actually scheduled the stream yet for later, but it is about to go live, so keep your eye out for that. And I'll see you all for the live football watch along. Hopefully it's a good evening. Hopefully it's cooking.